Cool Hand Podcast, something you got to deal with. Welcome back to the show. I'm your host. My name is Q. We have a special guest in the building. I was just telling them it's been long overdue. You've been following the podcast for a little bit, at least on Instagram and everything, and so I'm glad to have you on the show. Guest, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Kane. I'm from Houston, Texas. I do a lot of art-based things, photography, videography. I'm also an artist. I paint and I draw. So yeah, it's good to be here, man. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you for coming on. And this dude is the real deal too. Just so people know, before we were starting this episode and everything, I tried to do my due diligence, and my due diligence is looking back on people's Instagrams just to see if there's anything that I can bring up in the podcast and stuff. And just talent-wise, I don't know how long you've been working on certain things like photography and the videography, but you're good at it. So we'll get into that. But sure. This guy's the real deal. So, Kane, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Houston, Texas. Were you born and raised?
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. I have kind of family all over. My dad, he's originally from Bahamas, so I have a lot of family over there still residing. And then whenever he was about 2 years old, he moved to New York with his brother. And then when he was at the age of 13, he came down to Houston, and that's where he met my mother. Now on my mom's side, they're all from Mexico. And they some from Laredo, Texas, close to the border, and they eventually came down here to Houston. So yeah, and I have family all over, but yeah, I reside, born and raised in Houston. Yeah,
gotcha. Do you speak Spanish?
Sí, yo puedo hablar español.
Oh, see, I don't know what you just said, but I got C. So you do speak Spanish. That's what's up. That's what's up. So I'm assuming you're fluent. The way that came out seemed
yeah, I can speak Spanish. I'm also, so my girlfriend, she's in the sign language congregation, ASL, so I'm learning sign language. I didn't do that right, but yeah, learning sign language.
This dude is spiritual, y'all. He's over here learning sign language. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I did not know that. That's what's up. Good for you, and shout out to your girl too for doing ASL work. Cause
appreciate you, man.
Now let me ask you this, and you don't have to get into too much detail about your lady and everything, but how long has she been doing the ASL?
She's been doing it, man. She's been doing it a while. I think since after she graduated high school. So the crazy thing is, we're actually born like same year, same day. We're born both November 2nd, 2000. And we both graduated 2019. So whenever she got out of high school, that's whenever she had went to the ASL congregation. So it's been a minute, probably like 3 years or so. Yeah, but she's also an interpreter too. So yeah, she interprets. So yeah,
that's what's up. Born on the same day, same year. Go figure.
Yeah,
match made in heaven. But anyway, so okay, I'm learning a lot already. So, what was life like with your diverse background too? What was life like growing up in Houston, and also learning 2 languages growing up? I'm assuming you were learning.
Definitely, yeah. So just coming from 2 different backgrounds, and also just Houston itself is just very a diverse place. So many different cultures and backgrounds. I say it kind of influenced me a lot. Also, speaking 2 different languages, English and Spanish. I feel like if you live in Houston, there's a good chance you speak Spanish because it's just so close to Texas. Is like right there next to Mexico, so it's like the culture is just right there. Like they call it Tex-Mex or whatever. So yeah, it's just like right there. So yeah, growing up, it's just something that comes natural. But growing up, I feel like it's influenced me a lot. Also, just like things that pique my interest. I'll say like a lot with my dad. He was so my dad, he's an artist as well, but musically. So I'll say that kind of sparked my creativity wise. I don't do any music or anything like that. My dad does, but I'll say that kind of gave me the little seed that grew my creativity and such. Doing like art ever since way back when I was in school. I would think I was always doing art and things like that, and it kind of gave me the confidence to like venture out and just try different things. So yeah, I would say that.
Okay. Now, childhood wise, what were y'all doing? Like what's it like in Texas? Of course, maybe you're being outside doing this, doing that. Was there anything unique that might be specific to your region?
Specific to my region, I don't know. It's funny because a lot of people think like, oh, we're living in Texas, y'all riding around on horses and stuff like that. But I promise it's nothing like that. I mean, on the countryside, like yeah, but we're growing up in Houston just like any other city, I'll say. But we do have like specific things that, like in Houston, like we do have like the rodeo and things like that. Just like more like southern things that everybody's grown accustomed to. But I think it's definitely like heavily affected, like things I'm influenced by, like art wise and things like that. But yeah, Houston is definitely different when it comes to that.
Okay, so going back to your dad, now what does he do musically?
So he writes and he produces. Whenever he was younger, like coming up, he would rap, he'll do different things like that. But yeah, I say because he grew up in New York. He was born in '78, and like the birth of like hip hop was kind of close to that, like around '75 to '78, and he was like heavily influenced by that culture, and he started kind of doing his own. So yeah, but yeah, he makes a lot of music though. He makes a lot of great music. He also started producing his own beat, coming up with his own production, things like that. But yeah, I'll say like his creativity again growing up as a kid, because my dad whenever we were younger, he like built his own studio and everything. It was crazy with his own two hands. He like built it in the back of our house. It was crazy. So yeah, I'll say that kind of influenced me a lot whenever I was growing up. And like, oh wow, you can, if you put your mind to it, I feel like creatively you can do anything you want. And my dad kind of showed me that. So yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. So you get your creativity, from your family. It's like inherited.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Did you ever? You mentioned that you don't do music. Did you ever try? Like, what happened? Where?
What's so funny? I love music, bro. Mm-hmm. I love music. Like, I have so many. I know you love vinyl too. I have vinyls. I have records and everything. And like, literally, like people that know me, I always have my headphones in, even when I'm like doing anything, like going to the store, just working, anything I'm doing. Literally, I'm always listening to music. So I love music. But bro, I can't make music. It's just like I feel like it just certain things come naturally to people. Like with me, like doing art, like because I also used to, I also still do paint and draw. It just comes naturally to me. But like me trying to come up with a rhythm and like write some lyrics down and stuff like that. Nah, I can't, man.
So you tried it.
Do it. I really like. It's like wow. It's like, but I can't, man. I can't.
Okay, so I guess like the music making gene, it skipped a generation. I don't know. Maybe your kids. Yeah, maybe the kids.
Yeah, definitely. It's funny too because my brother's name, his name is Lyric, and his middle name is Lee, so his name is Lyrically. And Lee.
Was that intentional?
Yeah, it's intentional. Yeah. And yeah, he loves music too, but he doesn't write music either.
Oh man,
he's a hooper, but yeah, he doesn't write music either. So,
that's what's up. So what would you say was your first creative passion then?
So I had to say drawing, art. It was, I could remember way back to whenever I was a kid, and I'll just be like sitting, like looking at pictures and stuff, and I'll just, it was so funny. I remember like one of the first drawings I did, I was trying to draw X, and like I kept drawing the X and X and X until I got it perfectly, and I would just like, that's all I would do. I just love doing art. And growing up in school, I was always known as a kid. Oh, Kane draws, Kane does, Kane paints, Kane does it. And I would do like competitions and things like that in school. So that always kind of, gave me that like, oh, like this is what I love to do. And then I also had like a bunch of art teachers that kind of influenced me and always, told me like, man, you could keep doing this. I feel like me in school, high school, there's always like that, like, everybody just takes art just to take it. Yeah. But like, so there's like a few kids more than others that are like, actually do it at home or like take it really seriously. And I feel like that was me. I always loved art, creativity and things like that. And eventually it did pan out to like photography and videography, I'd say.
So what all do you do art-wise? Do you do I don't know if you said watercolors beforehand, but you paint.
I've done projects with watercolors, but not specifically do I feel like I do like a little bit of everything, like just drawing with pencil, charcoal, just inks, oil paint, just regular acrylic paint, acrylics and stuff like that. And then yeah, everything really I kind of got my hand into. But, yeah.
Okay. Now, what do you like? If you have a specific form of art that you like to create, what would you say it is? Painting, freehand, portraits?
I'll say painting. Painting gives me like a real like oh man, I can't believe I was able to put all this together. It's like a real process, man. Cause like I feel like the way artists think is different because the process. They're like, okay, I have to layer this first, and then I'm have to go in with this color and then mix these two. Like how I said, like it just comes like the way like a person thinks musically. They know their whole process, the way they have to go about things. The way I think as an artist is kind of the same. Like, okay, even if I have like an idea for like a video or something, I always try to think about it. Like, okay, I always know exactly the shots I want to get, and then I always have to piece it together. Then I think of the music. Then I think of this. It's all like a creative process, like a flow. So once you have that, I feel like it's easier to go about different things like projects and such.
Got you. Now, one last thing with the painting and the art in general. So, let's just go back to painting. I'll be specific about that. Do you come up with ideas, or do you more so see something and then paint it?
There's this quote that I really like by Pablo Picasso, and he said great artists, he said bad artists copy, but great artists steal. And I think that's kind of like what I do. Like I kind of like see something, I'm like, they did something with that. They was cooking with that. And I try to take like little parts and pieces. Sometimes I feel like whenever I see something, I always take inspiration from different things, from different artists, and I try to incorporate it and give it my own little taste. But yeah, I always find inspiration in different things. But some things that I have done are like from original ideas that are things I've known I wanted to do, even if I didn't know that it came from inspiration, But yeah, I'll say I always get inspired by different things and try to inculcate it in my own little way.
Got you. Because I asked that because I think it's simpler to have like an idea or have something right in front of you and then paint it, but coming up with a vision in your own head and then bringing it to life. And how much room for error do you have when you're painting?
And I'm really meticulous when it comes to it, man, because I'm really like if I remember one time I had messed up. I was doing a painting one time, and I had like really I had went over the line that I had like a silhouette, and I had went over it, and I was like, I just want to start all over, bro. I was like, nah, I'm gonna start over. I'm like, nah. But really, like with the room for error, I feel like I'm my own biggest critic. So whenever I do something, and I see something wrong with it, and then like I'll show it to someone, they'll always tell me, oh no, it's good, it looks good like that. But like I feel like nobody sees your vision or what you're doing to the T to what you're trying to do. So whenever I see the error, it's like that's all I can see, but you're seeing that as like a complete work. So when it comes to like errors and things like that, I'm really tough on myself, I'll say.
Got you. Okay, so all right, one thing down, because you're another person who's kind of like a jack of all trades in a sense, especially when it comes to these artistic things. So you got into art. That was your first passion. What was the second one for you?
Second one, I'll have to say it had to be like photography. One thing I do have a love for it too is film. I just love film and just watching movies and different things like that. I grew up watching movies and stuff. Just me and my grandfather, we always just sit and watch movies, and just me and my whole family. So I kind of got more into like videography. I feel like videography and photography, they kind of go hand in hand. So my second love will have to come from that. But yeah, photography, I think I got my first camera. I think my dad had got it for me, and it was like an old Polaroid camera. I still have it. I could bring it later. but it was like a Polaroid camera. Then I was taking pictures with that. Then I kind of started looking on YouTube, like different photographers and like cameras they'll use and stuff, and I kind of got more in depth, and eventually I got to my camera that I have now. It's I know you're probably familiar with cameras, the Sony Alpha 8 A7 III. So that's the one I have right now. Yeah.
I am not. Just to be for full transparency, I know very little about
Really?
photography. Yeah, facts.
Oh, okay.
Like I've looked into video cameras and stuff, but the stuff that I use takes little to no skill. What you're doing, what you do, takes like real skill and studying and everything.
Nah, but you have great content though. I appreciate it though. You have great content though. Man.
Yeah, you use a real camera. I have what the Sony ZV-1. So it's yeah, and I keep them on like pretty much all the automatic settings. I do just about nothing manual. So zero skill. You got the skill, not me. So okay, so the photography came in next. Your dad got you a Polaroid camera that you still have. So shout out to your pops, man. Shout out to pops.
Yeah.
So when it comes to photography, what really fascinated you about it that you went to the depths that you are now? And we'll have your Instagram in the description because he takes some very good pictures. So what got you really into it?
You know what? I think, like art itself is just like, I had learned this word a little while ago. It's called a catharsis. And I feel like art is just like a catharsis for me, which is like just the way any person has a catharsis. It's just like any tool or outlet that you use to pour out kind of like your emotions or like any release or anything or any like an expression of creativity. So just art itself, and I felt like photography, it just kind of got to that point where it became my catharsis, to where I was able to use that as an outlet for my creativity. So once I started doing art, once I started doing photography, it was just like, everything was just, I had to get, like, just like how like an artist gets a tool brush or new paints or anything like that. I got a camera. I was trying to get new lenses. I was getting this. I was like, I got to get my image quality up. I got to figure out how to edit. I got to get my my color grading correct. I had to figure out how to get the correct subjects, the time, everything that came into it. So it was just the next wave of just, me showing my creativity.
Mm-hmm. Now, how long have you been taking photography seriously?
I'll say, so I've been doing photography, I'll say for the last 2.5 years, I would say. But I'll say I started taking it more seriously probably about a year ago. Is when I kind of like closer to the end of the pandemic, I had started taking it more seriously. So yeah, that's what I'll say.
And when you talk expression of creativity, what do you aim for with your photos? Like, how is it expressing how you feel, or maybe a certain angle or a lighting? What goes into Kane's photos?
I'd say one thing, if anyone that notices, like on my page, if they see my art page, where I have all my photos, I really try to, I really use black and white a lot, because black and white photos, I feel like you really get the soul out of a picture. You really get it's black and white, so it shows more depth in the photo whenever you take it like that. So whenever I take my photos and I have a certain subject, or I'll try to portray them in a certain way, I always try to stick to black and white, because I feel like it gives more than what a regular color photo would do. And then one thing too, I always try to think about the subject. And when I do, a lot of times I'll do like street photography. Like when I was in New York, I was doing a lot of just snippets of like different subjects and everything that I'll see are just people in the street. And the way the photo comes out, I feel like whenever I edit it and I do it in black and white, it just gives it more depth to what I'm trying to display.
Now let's talk about degree of difficulty, because you mentioned the post editing and everything. You take the picture, you got a picture that you like, but then you see something in it to where you fiddle around with the editing. But these things aren't easy. Like there's a reason why photographers get paid a lot of money to do what they do. And you said you're about a year in taking it seriously. Talk to me about the journey of, okay, I got a good picture, but let's bring this picture to life a little bit more. How hard is it, or what's the process like when you're editing photos?
Sometimes it's hard and sometimes it's easy, man. Because sometimes you'll go out. Like I know, like a lot of photographers can relate. Like sometimes you can go out into the street. Say if you do street photography, you go out to the street, you can get a million great pics. You're like, wow, you're snapping away all these great opportunities and everything. Sometimes you can go out, you get just nothing, man. And it's just like, that's just how it goes. So you're just like trying to make with what you got. But I'll say like when it comes to like street photography or just doing different things like that, if you're not like planning for a shoot, sometimes you won't get what you want, but you just gotta make the best with what you have, And then the editing process too. Like I say, I always have a certain vision. So whenever I do like photography or anything like that, a lot of times when I take a shot or anything, I always know how I'm already edit it and everything beforehand before I actually even edit it. So I'll say it really just depends, because sometimes I'll go days without even like looking at it to see, because I'm just like, I don't know how I can mess with this one or pick at this one or anything. And then sometimes it just comes like right away. I'm like, oh, okay, I can mess with the lighting like this. I can center them a certain way or anything, or the color grading, and it just goes perfectly. But yeah, it just really depends on what you get, I would say.
Got you. Any advice for people who want to get into photography? Any advice like cameras or lenses, or if they just are starting out? Any advice for all encompassing for any aspiring photographers?
I say just do it, man. Just go out there and do it. Because me, I was really hesitant on doing it too. I was like, I don't know, because there'll be times like you're like, oh, nobody's gonna care about this post, or nobody's gonna see this, or nobody's gonna like it. And sometimes people gauge things based on like interactions or likes or anything like that. But like with me, like if the way I feel about it is like, if you truly love it and you truly want to give it a go, you gotta just do it, but not based on if you're gonna get any likes or views or anything. You do it because you love it, So that's how I feel about all my work, and one day hopefully it'll pay off in the future, as long as you're being consistent and you're doing it for the right reasons. I just do it because I love it. I'm not trying to like, oh, I need to hit 1 million before the end of the year. It's not for me. That's not what it's about, because I see myself as an artist. So at the end of the day, I'm always gonna put my art before any likes or views or anything like that. Another thing I'll say too is just depending on what kind of work you're into, because a lot of people do like film photography. Me, I like film, but the process is just really long. So but if you're into like doing film and doing things like that, I would say you just got to kind of find what you like, because there's certain cameras that bring out color, certain cameras that bring out depth, certain cameras that bring out sharpness, and then just also different lenses. So just based on the kind of work you do, so just find like the demographic or what you're trying to aim for, and then you can kind of just go based off that. Me, what I really wanted to do, I really like portraits, and I really like doing videography. And the camera that I have is the Sony Alpha A7 III, which is kind of like a dual camera for videography and photography. And if you're willing to do both, I would highly suggest that camera. But yeah, it just really depends on what you're looking to get out of it, is what I'd say for the body and everything that you're going to get for the camera.
Mm-hmm. One last thing too, because you mentioned in the camera again, or the type of camera that you have, lens-wise. What do you use for lenses? For the lens, the lenses I really do like. I'm pretty sure you know about lenses. Lenses, they could run you like a lot, man. So I really just did a lot of research on it, trying to get the best one I can from the most bang for my buck, I guess people would say. But when I'm working with right now, I had got this Viltrox 85 millimeter. So it's a really heavy duty lens, but the quality you get out of the photos are like really, really solid. So if you're looking to get like a portrait lens,
and you want something with a little bit more depth, I'll definitely say get the Viltrox 85mm. So yeah, that's one I'll say.
All right. Thank you for sharing that. So I want to transition a little bit. We'll get to videography, but I think in the middle of these two topics, we're going to throw film in there because on my, I don't know if it's my most recent episode, I was raving about Creed 3 for about 40 minutes.
I wanted to be on that podcast, bro. I wanted to be on there, man. Yo, that was a solid movie, bro.
Yeah, I went to go see it again.
I went to see it once with my girlfriend and my brother, and then I seen it again with my friends. I'm like, wow, the way they shot that was beautiful, man.
Dog, I'm seeing it again this week. I'm like, I need to go see it one more time.
Yeah.
I feel like but anyway, in that little review, I was talking about how I called Jonathan Majors the new black dude.
Yeah.
And you were one of the people when I put it on Instagram, like, do y'all feel like this cat just came out of nowhere? And there was two people, you included, who were like, "Oh no, he's been putting in work for a while."
Yeah, really, man. I'm serious because well, the first film I seen with him was The Last Black Man in San Francisco, bro. Just look at the trailer for that film, bro. Like the way they shot it, like it was so beautiful. Just the way they shot it, and then the story was great too. But like, one thing I noticed was just like Jonathan Majors' portrayal of the character. It was like, wow, he's like a really good actor. And then of course, he was in Ant-Man and everything else like that, what other people would know him for. But he's a solid actor, man. He really breathes life into the characters and makes you forget that it's just a movie. You know, those are always my favorite actors that make you forget, like, oh, this isn't like a movie. Like, you know, everybody was rooting against Dame. It's like everybody hated Dame. You know, it's funny. You know, it's crazy. I was rooting for Dame, man. I was like, man, he run it back. I was like, man,
he wasn't necessarily wrong. Like in the movie, his actions were wrong. Like he got himself locked up. Yeah. But you can't blame him for being mad that his little bro didn't hold him down behind the wall. Like I was
saying, bro. I was telling my girl that, and it was so funny because she was like saying, like, with his girl was saying, like, you don't owe him nothing. I'm like, bro, he was in there 18 years. Like he's a real person.
Yeah. I wasn't feeling that. Like talking about you don't owe him that. Nah, you kind of do.
Yeah, I'm like, come on.
Was he a messed up, institutionalized, crazy individual? Yeah, but that was your dog, and you didn't hold him down.
And I was seeing it. I'm like, he was a kid, man. He was a kid. He was just trying to live out his dreams. He's still trying to live out his dream. He had his 18. Like, come on. He just wants his chance, you know. So it's like,
right.
It was tough. That's the way I seen it. I was like, everybody else was Creek. I was dang. Oh. I'm in dang.
Dog, let me tell you this. Now, the first time I saw the movie, I saw it with my wife and another couple that we're friends with, and it was like more so an empty theater.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I went to go see it with my homeboy on a Saturday, and it was packed. I was so tight. They started clapping when Creed knocked down. When he knocked down Dame, I was like, I rolled my eyes. I'm like, man, y'all are the corniest crowd.
And like everybody felt it too, because like even when Adonis, you can see the look on his face, like, okay, Adonis won, like, oh wow, like it's like, okay, like you already heavyweight champion, bro. Like,
yeah, like what are y'all clapping for? Like,
yeah, it's like the only thing I really didn't like was that Sylvester Stallone wasn't in it. But like, I feel like, well, there's like a whole thing to it or whatever. He kind of has beef with the producers, because you know, like when Sylvester Stallone, he wrote all the original Rockies, then he sold the rights to someone else, so he didn't have the rights to it anymore. So the new producers are kind of trying to write him out of it, which I don't really like. I feel like there was something missing. You know, there's always that Rocky, like, you know. So it's, you know.
Got you. I didn't know that, and this is why I wanted to bring up film, because you are somebody who is, I would say, from what I know, versed in film.
I love film. Yeah.
I want to just spend a little bit of time talking about your love for film, how you really got into it, some of your favorites. So let's just do some history. Your history with film, like what really got you into the movies and things like that.
It's so funny, bro. I got it right here. I'm about to show it to you. So whenever I was growing up, my uncle, he put me on to like so many movies. I remember going over to his house when I was little, And well, not going to, we would all go to my grandma's house. You know, everybody be at their grandma's house or whatever. So all my family would always be at our grandma's house. He would just put on, he's like, oh, Kane, watch this. This is like way back from, I remember one of the movies I was like, bro, Back to the Future.
Is that Back to the Future?
Back to the Future, bro. So ever since I was little, I always had that love for just film, and like, oh man, when I seen that when I was little, I was like, oh man, this is crazy. You know, so just growing up and watching movies, they always stuck with me. Even like watching like black and white films with my grandfather whenever we were young before he passed. It was like those are the moments that I remember, bro. And I just have like a deep love for like just like film and different things like that. So yeah, let me show you some of the what's it called? These are tapes, bro, that I
You got VHSs,
bro. Yes, VHSs. Got the original Space Jam, bro. Just like me and my dad too, we used to be really into like kung fu flicks and stuff. So I got the Bruce Lee's. I just love film, bro. And just like I'm a big like collector too. So I collect a lot of, like, you can probably see I have like all these cereals, and I have a bunch of vinyls, and I have some behind me and stuff. But yeah, I just love collecting, and like film is like a big part of my life and everything. And like just the way like they shoot things and stuff like that. Like even with the Creed till this day, like I always watch the way they shoot things, because it's always like mesmerizing to me to see, you know, different shots and like stories and stuff. So yeah, I love film, bro. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're a film head for sure.
Yeah.
So what's your I don't want to jump into favorite movies, but style of shooting. If there's a specific style and maybe an example you can give that you are that you really like.
There's so many, bro. There's so many. Oh man, one that I really been loving recently is I really taken a love for Wes Anderson's films. Are you familiar with Wes Anderson? So like Mr. Fantastic Fox, or like the Grand Budapest Hotel. Like the way he shoots his films is just so like.
I'm about to look him up.
Yeah, the way he shoots his stuff is so like, it's like you know it's a Wes Anderson, and it's so funny because like people be making memes and stuff saying like, oh, like if Wes Anderson directed the Avengers and things like that. The way his style is just so it is so awesome to me. Also, another director that I really like, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with him, is Jordan Peele. I feel like he created his own genre, just the way he shoots his movies and everything is like, it's always well shot, and it's always like the stories are always solid. And I always look at the cameras they use to shoot it. So like, just like how Creed, they used the you've probably seen in his interviews, he kept talking about, oh, this is the first film shot on IMAX and everything, and you could tell like the way they shot it, like all those fight scenes and everything, you could tell like it was like high depth. And that's one thing that Jordan Peele always uses. He always uses IMAX cameras, and those cameras, they're really like heavy duty. Whenever you are trying to film like something of that nature, it's like a whole spectacle. Whenever you shoot using IMAX, you know. So yeah, those are just a couple.
Okay, so I looked up Wes Anderson movies, and then I looked up images, and they are very familiar because I see people post them on like Instagram stories, and I see it on like Instagram, just like, and I'm like, oh, okay. I always wonder what it is because I haven't seen any of the movies, but I'm like, oh, like the use of color here is really unique. Jordan Peele. Now I've never seen any of his movies. I've seen scenes. I was over here trying to watch Us on YouTube, just looking at the different, because I was so fascinated. I don't know how the algorithm recommended.
You and your wife gonna have to sit back and watch. Or if you're into like a little bit of like a horror and stuff like that. But yeah,
I was so impressed with Lupita. I'm not gonna pronounce her last name.
Oh yeah, Lupita. I know you.
Oh my good, being able to, now this is more so going into the acting thing, but I thought it was so impressive being able to act as some messed up crazy lady from the other side of the world, while portraying like the twin, the mirror of that person. I thought that was amazing. But anyway, Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jordan Poole, Wes Anderson, not Jordan Poole.
Yeah. I also like a lot of other directors, but I don't know if I want to get into them. They're kind of
Yeah. For full disclosure, yeah,
Yeah,
everybody,
yeah.
yeah, I got you.
I'm not trying to, but there's other genres and such, but I don't want to get too crazy into those. But yeah, those are some you could look into. But yeah.
Understood.
But yeah, actors wise and everything, I really like what's it called too? Different people like Lakeith Stanfield, Christian Bale, Jamie Foxx. He's a really good actor. Like you said when he played Ray Charles, like
Yeah.
crazy. Just Robert De Niro, Al Pacino. Just I'm just really everything that it takes to bring a whole film together. It always like captures my attention because it's always like just a big part of creativity. It's just like one big orchestra. You just bring in different instruments. So yeah.
Yeah. I respect Christian Bale. Now I haven't seen all of his movies, but what really earned my respect for him as an actor was The Fighter. When he was first of all, losing all that weight, and then the ability to play a cracked out dope fiend has-been boxer. He played that so well. Yeah. Like I'm like, man, like when I see certain performances, you just earn my respect. I'm like, wow, this is the real deal. But
for sure.
Yeah, shout out to Christian Bale. If you see this, come on the show.
Yeah, for sure, man. I want to co-host.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Yeah. Come co-host because
he's an incredible actor, man, and the stuff actors be pulling out to portray those roles, man. It's crazy. They put themselves through a lot. Even like great performances, like by what's it called? Lost a lot of weight too. Joaquin Phoenix when he did, have you seen The Joker? When he did The Joker, and then two, have you seen the Batman with the Joker with
No.
Man,
I don't be watching movies like that no more. I'm gonna tell the truth.
That's crazy. Yeah. Dang, I forgot his name. But yeah, even him, man. He like actors really pour themselves into their roles. So yeah, it shows a lot, man. So,
yeah. So,
but your favorite movie is the Cool Hand, huh?
Cool Hand Luke. Cool Hand Luke.
It's crazy. I read that book. That's crazy.
Oh, word?
Yeah, I read that book when I was little, but I never got to see the movie. That's what's crazy. But I remember parts of it, like he went to jail because he was doing something dumb.
Yeah, something real stupid.
Yeah, he was doing something dumb, and then somebody nicknamed him that whenever he went to jail. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my mom bought that movie. I don't know. She had the DVD and we watched it, and I don't know. It always took to that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of my favorite movies. Well, Cool Hand Podcast, Cool Hand, whatever. But okay, so a little bit of film. We spent some time on film. You're obviously enthusiastic about film. It's a true love. Definitely. Now, all of that, I wanted to use that to talk about videography. So would you say that your love for movies and film pushed you to get into that, or do you think it was more so natural because you're into photography?
I think so. Also, just my love for film, because like I told you, like just my love for like the way different directors shoot things and such like that. It kind of got me into it, and like it was funny because like whenever I was recording videos at first, I would just record. Like I'll show like my workouts and stuff like that, and people would like my friends would tell me, or like just people would tell me, oh man, you like the way you shot that video was good. And I kind of got more into like, okay, I need to shoot it like this or do it like this. And then I just got into shooting like other things. People asked me to make videos for them. So like it kind of really got me into like, being more industrious and like trying to do more with my craft and videography.
Mm-hmm. So where would you like to take the videography?
Man, bro, like it's so funny. Like so the people closest to me know, but like with my girlfriend and my parents and like my brother and sister, I always tell them my dream one day I want to make my own movie, bro. I want to make my own movie. Like right now I'm coming up with a short film, so that I can be able to. But like Kyle said earlier, I'm really like a hard critic on myself. So like if I put something out and I'm putting my name on it, it's not gonna be nothing. Just I just came up with in 2 days and just threw it out. and I'm really big on like capturing people's attention. So I'm not gonna put something out to where you just, because I know people's attention span is kind of short. So if you don't capture someone's attention within like the first 30 seconds to a minute, they're gonna cut off halfway. So I'm really trying to make sure it's something somebody wants to watch. So that's my goal one day, is to make a short film, and then maybe one day I'll put it in like a festival or something, like like they have different film festivals and such, and maybe one day actually make something closer to a full length. But we'll see how it goes, man.
Mm-hmm. So in this, let's just do a hypothetical. So you're making a film, right?
Mm-hmm.
So would you be doing like the writing, the directing? Would you be doing it all, or would you have people incorporated that you trust to work with you?
I'm gonna do it like I'm gonna try to do like Donald Glover, man. I'm trying to be the writer, producer, director, everything, man. I'm trying to put it all out. But I do have people around me that I trust, that I see their creativity and I could do it, because I feel like nobody could portray your vision the way you do. Like if you have an idea, you have the way you want it to be done. So I wanna make sure I'm steering the wheel on everything. But I will have people that I trust. I've already spoken to a couple. I have a couple friends, like my friend. I'm at the. I don't know if you follow him or not. His name is Christopher. He stays in New York, but I'm trying to get him on my film as well, because the way he shoots is kind of similar to my style as well. But yeah, I'm trying to make sure I get people that I trust and I know have the same vision and love. Because me and him were into one of our favorite shows is The Twilight Zone. Have you heard of it before? The Twilight Zone? Okay, yeah. So we're kind of, I want to get too much away.
Yeah. Don't spill the sauce.
Because I want it to be like, oh, I didn't know he was capable of doing this. But yeah, something to that nature, to like the Twilight Zone. So yeah, we're working on it, man. We're gonna get it out there. So yeah,
that's what's up. That's exciting, real exciting. So. I also want to I'm trying to figure out what I want to move on to next. Let's talk about the room, because in fashion as well, because you were talking about everything that you put out, the things that you put your name on. You want it to capture attention. You want it to be right. Yeah. And as you were saying that, I was thinking about your Instagram, the pictures, not only on your personal one, but on your art Instagram as well. Everything that you put out is quality, even if it's just a simple Instagram post. Your workout videos, like you were saying, like they're well crafted, they're well shot. It looks like there was some thought put into them as well. Yeah. And you talked about being a collector. So
yeah.
Now you done showed your room on the gram, or is this is this your bedroom, or is this just like a creative?
Yeah, this is my bedroom, man. This is my bedroom. I'm at the do like a room tour. Like I plan on doing like a YouTube in the future. So one of my videos will be like a room tour. But I just collect, bro. I have stuff everywhere. Let me show you my one of my most prized possessions, bro. Let me grab it.
Yeah, y'all got to follow him on Instagram. When this comes out, if you're not following him, check out Kane's IG.
So this is my towel from LeBron James.
Oh, you know what? I forgot you said you had a LeBron towel. Yeah, tell the story, please.
Bro, this is LeBron James' towel, man. So it was so crazy. So me and my brother and my dad, we went to a Rockets game down here in Houston, of course, and the Lakers were coming. So we got tickets last minute. And it was so funny. So we got tickets in the nosebleeds because we just got tickets like last minute. But like me, if you know me, I have like a lot of confidence. So I'm just really just like, I just do whatever. So I told my dad, I was like, the last quarter, I'm going to go to the bottom. I'm just walk in, just, if one thing I'll say like to somebody that lacks confidence, just act like you own the place and like everybody's just going to go with it. So I kind of just walked in and I walked past the person checking tickets and I just walked in and like went to like the bottom row. I was just like, and I just sat down and I was just sitting there. I'm like, okay, we cool. Like just walking around. Last fourth quarter, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, everybody's just there. I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is crazy. So LeBron, he's doing his whole interview and everything. All the Lakers passing by. We see AD and everything. Bro, I had so my favorite player of all time is Russell Westbrook. So I had a sign. I was like Westbrook. I was like waving and everything, and like he gives his shoes to a kid. I'm like, oh man. I was like, I'm gonna have to see that kid after this, man. But yeah, so because I put in the sign like, can I have your shoes? Because he always gives his shoes after every game, and Westbrook's my favorite player. So I was like, dang. So like LeBron's walking out, he was waving at everybody, hey, what's up? He gives his shoes to a kid. So I'm like, oh man, I'm like, dang. I'm like, all right, I'm just about to go home. And so he's like walking by at the thing, and he takes his towel off, he just throws it up. Bro, I kid you not, it was like slow motion. Like I just see the towel, like it was like a movie, bro. It was like I see the towel, and I just like jumped up, like, and just grabbed it, bro. And it was so funny because like I fell back and like saw all the seats like that. And I just opened my eyes. I see like everybody staring at me. I'm like, bro, have you ever been like on a roller coaster and like you coming all the way down and you just like all that like adrenaline, bro? I like had so much adrenaline holding on to this towel. It was so crazy, bro. But yeah, definitely one of the highlights of my life. I was like, bro, I know you had some encounters too with some celebrities, some basketball players.
Yeah. Shout out to AI, man.
Shout out to AI. He's a real one.
Shout out to Allen Iverson. Yeah. I ain't never have no, memorabilia. No, Kevin Garnett was my favorite player as a kid, but
oh really?
Yeah, like this was like I'm 29, so when I was like 8 years old, he was the man. So
yeah, definitely not. Knew it.
But yeah, that's what's up. Now, did you have competition when you were getting that towel?
Yes, bro. It was so funny because like it was literally I just see like hands like raised and everything, like everybody trying to reach for it, and then me, I jumped up like as high as I could and I just snatched it, and it was so funny because like when I snatched it, like I guess I forgot where my feet were because like fell all the way back. It was so crazy. But yeah, man, it was crazy, man. Yeah.
Oh man, I was trying to think like what the market value for that towel would be.
I was looking at I don't know, man. I'm gonna hold on to it as long as I can, and I got the video proof. So anybody.
Oh, even better. That's what's up. I was about to say like I don't know like what proof somebody would need to buy it. Like if you threw it up on some selling website. That's what's up. When he retires, that's gonna be worth a lot of money.
Yeah, but like the way I am, like bro, like I can't let go of any of my stuff. Like I'm kind of like a hoarder when it, like I'm so like I love collecting so much. Like it's just like I can't let go of my stuff. It's like it's hard, man. But if I really wanted to, I'll probably sell it though. But yeah.
All right. So everything else. I see the Kid See Ghost vinyl. I see the Reese Puff joints.
Yeah, man.
You got a lot going on.
Yeah, I have a lot more vinyl too over there. I have a lot more. And you know what too? I have a lot of magazines. Like, I'm a really big Michael Jordan fan, and I have a couple of his like VHS and everything. And I have a lot of magazines and just shoes and everything. It's so much. And one of the coolest things I have. Let me show you. So these are a couple of just like the VHSs that I have of like Michael Jordan, just like different stuff.
Oh wow, this is some rare stuff.
Nah, and then I had this, just one of these cards that he had. It would be dope if he signed it, but he hardly signs things, so it's like. And I got another story about John Morant, bro. It's so funny.
Oh yeah, you got to tell that.
Yeah. So I got like just a couple of like whenever baseball and stuff like that. These are just old magazines.
Yeah.
And this is the coolest thing. So we have this spot in Houston. It's called Trader Village, and somebody was selling this. It's like a retro Space Jam thing. It's so cool, bro. You could tell, like, bro, if you look at this, like, this is like 90s, bro. Like,
yeah.
It's crazy.
Now, how much did you have to pay for something like that?
This, I paid $35.
That is not bad at all.
Yeah, not bad. And I think if I resold it, I could probably get a good buck for it. Probably close to like 90. That's what I'm just trying to hold on to. All my stuff, just hold on to, and we'll see how it goes from there. But yeah.
All right, John Morant. What did he do? He pulled.
Bro, you know what's so funny? So my brother made a video on it on TikTok. Tell me why he got like 500,000 views on it.
What?
It was so crazy, bro. So I was supposed to be going to work or whatever, so I put a vacation day in. And I was like, oh man, John Morant's coming, forget it. I'm gonna go see him. So his brother's doing like a pop-up, like at a clothing store or whatever for his brand. And then, so me and my brother he loved John Morant, you know. And then, so we ended up going to the store and seeing him. So we were waiting because they were playing Houston that day. So we were waiting. And then finally he comes in. He just like, everybody's like, oh, John. Literally, bro, little kids wearing his jerseys. Like all these people, Memphis, everything. Everybody just going on crazy. And his dad was there too. Everybody kind of knows his dad because he's always bringing him around and stuff. So we took a picture of his dad. His dad was cool. So John ended up coming in after we waiting for him like a couple hours. And mind you, it was his brother's pop-up. We understand that. We bought his brother's clothes. We still have his clothes. We bought his hats and everything. So we showed love to his brother. And then so the way we found out, he put on his Instagram, hey, you know, come to the pop-up, you know, I'm gonna be there or whatever. So whenever we pulled up, we see his big van come through, and then like he had came out, and then he was just like looking around, and he just went to the side, and everybody's like, all right, so when is it gonna start? So he just goes to the back. It's like this big screen, and he just goes to the back of it. He's just talking to his dad. He's talking to his brothers, everything. Everybody's waiting. Everybody just waiting around. And then finally somebody like goes in and like, oh, can I get a picture with Ja? And then somebody like goes up, walks to Ja, and just like whispering to him, and he's like, I'm just like, oh man. Literally everybody's waiting, bro. My brother, so like it was like little kids going to, there was an academy next door, little kids going and buying basketball so he could sign it and just waiting for him. And bro, and it was so crazy. So there was this nurse there. He was like, bro, I've been trying to get, he was taking care of this kid that had cancer. And then like he's like, man, he was like, literally I was at the hospital, just me and John Morant, and I told him he could sign it for him. He was his favorite player. He told him straight up no. And then so we went there, and like he did the same thing. He said at the end of it, he was like, I'm not taking no pictures, I'm not signing nothing, I'm not. I'm like, okay, that's cool, man. I guess like, so it is what it is. So everybody there was just like, but it was crazy because like we all bought his brother's clothes. So I'm like, okay, we showed love to his brother and everything.
Yeah. But
I'm like, you know, like, okay, he was there to support his brother, but I was like, man, that was kind of crazy. Like, at least the kids, and not the adults, at least the kids, man. But I'm like,
yeah. Dang, that's crazy. I guess, like, that's the thing. I'm not famous, never been famous, never will be famous. But I'm sure it's exhausting, like,
yeah,
getting attention everywhere you go.
Yeah.
But and it's hard to say no. That's the thing. I think something for a celebrity is like, and he's been lit since he was in high school.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
You know. But yeah, that's tough.
It was tough. I told my brother, I be messing with him. I be messing with my brother because he's a hooper. I was like, if you ever go to the league, you better sign them things for them kids, man. You better. Man, I tell them kids no, man. They came to see you. I'll be messing with them though.
All right, so we had a John Morant story. We had a Goat James story. So just kind of wrapping things up here. We got the whole Kane story. Creative person. Everything is proper all around, from your room to your pictures to your videos to your fashion. What do you love most about creating in general?
I think what I love most about creating is like it shows who I am as a person. Just like how you said, like from my room to, you know, just my videos and everything. It just shows who I truly am. I just love to create. And I love to, you know, show everything I'm capable of doing, you know. And I feel like, you know, like I haven't even showed like half of my potential, you know. Like I feel like no one has seen, like, you know, truly what, you know, what I'm capable of doing, you know. So it's fun for me, you know. It gives me that drive. It gives me, you know, that push to, you know, like I want to keep creating. I want to keep showing people what I can do, and I want to, you know, just push the boundaries and like even surprise myself, you know, on what I'm able to do, you know, just with, you know, everything I have.
Mm-hmm. There it is. Now, I always give people the opportunity at the very end. Any shout outs, any people you want to mention, any love you want to show, any sneak disses you have to offer, anything like that. So this is the time to give your shout outs.
Gotta rap, bro. It's something to deal with, man. Golly. I got my bars ready for y'all, bro. Nah, man. I ain't got no hate for nobody, bro. If anybody wants to collab, he wants to do anything, you know, I'm always down. My DMs, you know, they're open. You just go ahead and let me know. But, you know, just shout out my parents, shout out everybody that supports me, you know, my creativity, everybody that follows me. And yeah, I got so much content built up right here that I'm ready to just put out. And, you know, just thank you to you, Q. I just really appreciate the opportunity, the platform, man. For real, I'm gonna need your address because I'm gonna have to sing you them roses, man. Because for real, bro, you be putting on for everybody, man. So we appreciate you.
Shout out to you right back, because you're one of the people who kind of not pushed me, but like your influence pushed me to do the Allen Iverson story. Just
yeah, I remember that. I was like, we gotta hear that, bro. To hear that, man.
Because I wasn't gonna do an episode on it. I'm like, it really didn't have to do with anything that I regularly talk about. But I forget what Instagram story I put up about like Allen Iverson, like, you know.
I think it was the Reeboks. I think he posted some Reeboks or something.
Yes, it was the Reebok cover that he did with like Tyga and Rick Ross, and then like you and another friend of mine was like, nah, we got to hear the story. So, yeah. So shout out to you, because you inspired an episode for sure.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. When I heard my name, I was like, ain't no way. Oh, I was going crazy.
Shout out to you, man, because thank you for supporting the podcast.
Yeah, man.
If you ever want to come back on.
For sure, man. If you ever need a co-host, hey, if Christian Bell comes on here, call me, man.
For sure. Christian Bell, reach out to me. We're going to set it up. But
yeah, man. I'm going to have to come see you one day, too, man. Whenever I'm out there, I'm going to have to come check you out, bro.
Man, I wish I could meet a lot of people that I've like talked to.
I'm going to have to fly out to the pop-ups, because I know you be catching a lot of people at the pop-ups. I ain't never been to one, but I'm going to have to catch y'all at that next time.
Oh man, that Atlanta one. Now, thankfully, since I used to live there, my mom still lives there. My aunts, I have family.
Easy for you to just,
yes, it was. I had a place to stay, pretty much. I had, because you know, money.
Nah, for real, man. That's real.
I believe we do the same thing, career-wise. I think we had that conversation a very long time ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the rates are in Houston. But Pittsburgh living, you got to get your money. But so I would love to go out to Texas. I got people.
Oh, for real? Okay, you're gonna have to come around. If you do, like, come around next year this time, then I'll take you to the fair that we have down here, the rodeo. You and your wife would probably like it.
Now, let me ask this. Now, if I go down to the Houston rodeo, what are the chances? Like, do I have to check in with Jay Prince?
You got to check in, man. Everybody does. Even the mayor, bro. Everybody knows it. Yo, you don't want to end up on the other side of him, bro. I'm telling you, man.
All right. So we'll check in with Jay Prince.
Yeah.
We'll pay our mob tithes.
Man. You gotta. Yeah, man. Just know. I'm glad you know, man, because you would have came down here.
I ain't nobody. Jay Prince ain't gonna get a quarter out of me because I don't got a quarter to give. So they'll be real disappointed. They try to get something out of me.
Oh man.
They'll just send me back to Pittsburgh. I don't have nothing to offer. But all right, if I would love to go out to Houston and check it out. So if we ever can, we'll check y'all out. But all right, this is the Cool Hand Podcast. Kane is in the building. Yeah, Kane is in the building. Check him out. Follow him on Instagram. We'll put his IG in the description and everything. And that's what it is. Cool Hand Podcast. Something you got to deal with. Easy.
Appreciate you.